good?
You can sit there. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4.
The white sheep. The white sheep. Thank
Jamie's
you.
not going to sit on that, so we'll make Jamie sit on the other side.
I was there for a week and never thought
Good.
to look that up, Charlie. That's the way I bump kids.
Jamie, my wife passed away.
Oh, I am so sorry.
I'm going to do a celebration right here.
Okay.
Can you come?
Yes, I can. Yeah.
I don't know when the day is. I'm waiting for Ron to come back.
Okay. She'll be back next week.
Yeah, she was, but what's on?
Okay. Thank you. Thanks for letting me know.
You'll be the same.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
Quick moment. So pecorino is from sheep's milk.
Ah.
Parmesan.
Yeah. There it is. Now it's all making sense to me. We should do this.
I waited till I saw the sun. I don't know why I didn't come. I left you by the house of fun. I don't know why I didn't come. I don't know why I didn't come. When I saw the break of day, wish that I could fly away instead of kneeling in the sand, catching teardrops in my hand. My heart is drenched in wine, but you'll be on my mind forever. Out across the endless sea, I would die in ecstasy, but I'll be a bag of bones driving down the road alone. My heart is drenched in wine, but you'll be on my mind forever. Something has to make you run. I don't know why I didn't come. I feel as empty as a drum. I don't know why I didn't come. I don't know why I didn't come. I don't know why I didn't come.
Can I use my microphone?
Morning, everyone. Welcome to Unity of Venice. We're so glad you're here this morning. My name is Jamie. I'm part of the music team with Lisa. Andrew and Joel and Terry are off this week because we have a great surprise for you. You're in for a treat this morning. My new friend, Charlie Thweet, is going to be doing the service, and you're going to enjoy his musicianship and his view on life, that's for sure. I'm just going to do a quick story. We were in New York this past week. Zoe bought us tickets for the Music Man as a Valentine's Day gift. So we were in Manhattan, and made lots of memories up there. I just want to tell you one quick story. We were on 57th Street, and across the street from our hotel, there was a building that had been demolished. I guess it was imploded. So there's a big hole there in construction fencing. at our hotel across the street, across 57th Street, there's a breakfast area on the first floor, and every morning at breakfast, you'd hear this about 10 times louder than that throughout breakfast. And I started to get my jammies in a big wad about this on the third day. What the hell is going on? So I finally, in the meantime, the New York Marathon is happening this morning, so there's at least 50,000 people coming into the city, and many of them were at the hotel. They were checking in the days, and I'm thinking about, you're coming to run the New York Marathon from wherever, Sweden, and you need to get your rest, and every morning, if you're on the first floor. Anyway, I asked the clerk as we were leaving. I said, "Can you tell me about that noise?" He said, "They put a note on our door when they imploded the building. That's all, just like a handwritten note on the door that we were going to be doing this." He said the imploding of the building wasn't bad, but that pounding you're hearing is a 2-year project where they're digging into the bedrock beneath where the building was, and it's coming across the street, that sound. So I don't know. I might, at 500 plus a night, that might be a deal breaker for me staying there. But for the next 2 years, just make sure that when you're at the Meridian that you go downstairs and check out the breakfast before you before you check in. Anyway, that's one. That was probably the worst thing that happened. Was if that's the worst thing that happened in my life, I got a pretty good life, which I do. Got a great life. So we're gonna. Let's show Charlie that we know how to sing, and we'll do a little Spirit is in this place.
I did.
Well, you are
I'm
so
ready.
good. Thank you for doing that.
ready?
I am ready.
Are you sure?
Yeah, sort of. Okay, I'm ready. Just ripped the paper.
Just
Go
use
ahead.
this music. All right, 2, 3, 4.
We have come together as a family. We have come here as we are. We have come with arms wide open. We have gathered here in love. Oh, Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. Raise the roof with shouts of praise. Spirit's in this place. Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. Hey, can you feel it? Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. It's in everybody. Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. Sing hallelujah, raise the roof with shouts of praise. Spirit's in this place. Raise the roof with shouts of praise. Spirit's in this place.
Good morning and welcome to Unity of Venice. Our beloved minister, Robin, is off still on her spiritual renewal sabbatical. And the good news is we will hope to see her next Sunday as she returns regenerated and just ready to bring this church to a new level. I'm Michael Lindquist, and I'm one of the members of the spiritual care team, and each of us that wears this scarf, this stole, is here for you so that if you need or want someone to pray with, we are here to do that with you. So if there's something on your mind, whether it's taking you down or whether you just want to express gratitude, please see one of us and share that good news with us. I'd also like to welcome those that are watching online. Additionally, I understand that today we have visitors from Englewood, as their church was damaged during the hurricane. And we are certainly glad to have them here with us. And I know that we will all show them a great warm welcome. I also then want to welcome anyone who is here for the very first time. We would like to bring you a packet. It has information about this church. So if you would just raise your hand if you're new, first time today. Got all the members from Englewood, and we have another one in the back there, Jack. So on the front of the packet, there is an information card. If you would like, please fill it out and just drop it in the basket as it goes around for the offerings. In addition, inside you'll find a gift from the church that you can use at the bookstore, which is right outside the sanctuary. So today's flowers, we have flowers that were been given to us by Lynn Brooke and Michelle Martello for her dead dad, Vincent Martello, and again, Vincent Martello celebrating a birthday, and Lynn Brooke is celebrating Andrea's birthday. So happy birthday to them all. The book that you see here in front of me is a poem that is a book of poems that are dedicated to the men and women who have selflessly given up their own liberties so that they could stand in our stead, that we may live free. This book is available in the bookstore, and know that 100% of the costs of this book will go to the church. So if you have a veteran in your life, or if you are a veteran, please stop by the bookstore and grab a copy of the book and enjoy it. Are there any veterans in the audience today? If so, could we ask you to please stand? We thank you all very much for your service to our nation. In prayer this morning, I want us to focus on our veterans. For this week, on Friday, at 11 minutes at the 11th hour, on the 11th day of the 11th month, we recognize all of our veterans on Veterans Day. So at this time, let us pray. Knowing that the light of God surrounds each and every one of us, know that the lamp of freedom shines because of our veterans. Freedom to life, freedom to strife, freedom for liberty, free from poverty, freedom to cheer, to do so without fear, freedom to pray, to believe what we may, freedom to meet, not forced to retreat, free to choose, free to lose, free to present, free to dissent, free to walk, free to talk, only in America. Amen. So now let's go into our affirming prayer, the affirming statement. There is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, God the good, omnipotent.
Good morning. Good morning. Thank you for applauding already. The front row. So this is going to be our congregational song, and I want to get you involved. This song is called Feet on the Ground, and for me it's about bringing these unity principles, really embodying them, really kind of standing in what we're learning. And so the words are very simple. They're not going to be on the screen. It goes, put your feet on the ground, and then be in my heart and have connection. Be in my heart and have connection. That's all you need to know. So would you put your feet on the ground, stand up where you are, and we'll get this thing going. So let me get you to rock to your right and clap, to your left and clap, right, clap, and keep going. Put your feet on the ground, put your feet on the ground, put your feet on the ground, feet on the ground, sing that, put your feet on the ground, put your feet on the ground, put your feet on the ground, feet on the ground, be in my heart and have connection, be in my heart and have connection, be in my heart and have connection, be in my heart again. Be in my heart and have connection. Be in my heart and have connection. Be in my heart and have connection. Be in my heart. Put your feet on the ground. Put your feet on the ground. Put your feet on the ground. Feet on the ground. Put your feet on the ground. I put my feet on the ground. I put my feet on the ground. I put my feet on the ground. Okay, that was part one. So here comes part two. So this is about connection, right? So keep clapping, but I want you to turn and find a partner and look in your partner's eyes and really connect soul to soul. We're going to sing it one more time. So I'll give you a second to move around, find somebody, really face them, and look in the eyes. Here we go. Put your feet on the ground. Put your feet on the ground. Feet on the ground, feet on the ground, put your feet on the ground, put your feet on the ground, put your feet on the ground, feet on the ground, be in my heart and have connection, be in my heart and have connection, be in my heart and have connection, be in my heart, be in my heart and have connection, be in my heart and have connection. Be in my heart and have connection. Be in my heart. Put your feet on the ground. Put your feet on the ground. Put your feet on the ground. Feet on the ground. Put your feet on the ground. I put my feet on the ground. I put my feet on the ground. I put my feet on the ground. Give a big hug to your partner. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Jerry Wentz, and it's my privilege to read the Daily Word to you today. Today, it's about balance. I honor life's shifting rhythms. Sometimes trying to balance my schedule, meet my obligations, and even find time for the things I enjoy can leave me scrambling to figure out how to fit it all in. Today, I take my cue from nature and notice the rhythm of the seasons and the tides, the cycles of growth, and the order that underlies all things. I appreciate how seamlessly the natural world balances itself and it restores itself to harmony. This gift of harmony and balance lives in me. I honor myself when I flow with it instead of forcing my will upon it. I listen to my body's many signals. I rest when I'm tired, eat when I'm hungry, and socialize and seek solitude as I need to. As I care for myself, I find balance. For there is nothing better for people under the sun than to eat and drink and enjoy themselves. From Ecclesiastes chapter 8, verse 15.
So we're going to use this song to go into a time of meditation. And the words are very simple. I'll invite you to sing with me once you get it. Be still and know, I am God. So you can let that be that voice inside you calling you to stillness, to know the I am. Let's close our eyes. At the end of the song, we'll just sit in silence a moment and let that ring in our being, what we've just sung. So let's close our eyes. Take in a deep breath. Be still and know I am God. Sing that with me. Be still and know I am God. Be still and know I am God. Be still and know I am God. And sing a harmony if you want to. Be still and know I am God. Be still and know I am God. Be still and know I am God. still and know I am God. Be still and know I am God. Be still and know I am God. Be still and know the I am. Know the I am presence which always lives in us. Maybe we forget. And then we just be still and know it again. Be still and know. I am God. This I am presence is a place of stillness, a place of peace that we always carry. Be still and know. And we take this peace and this stillness into every situation. Be still and know. And no matter where we are, when we look out through our eyes into our world, it doesn't matter so much what we're looking at as where we're looking from. It doesn't matter so much what we're looking at as where we're looking from. And we look from that peace, from that stillness. Be still and know. Maybe we forget. We just come back. Be still and know. Know the I am that's always there. Thank you, God, for every opportunity, every moment to keep remembering and keep coming back home to who we are. That I am presence that's always in us. And so it is, and so we are. Amen. Storms will come and storms will go. It's not always fun, but then you'll know how to be free and let life prove you only are free when you let things move. Storms will come and storms will go. Just stand in the wind and let things blow you away and cleanse your soul. You're willing to say what you can't control, and then you fly on the wind, and then you soar into your beginning, and then you sail on the wind, and then you dive into your beginning. Into your beginning. Storms will come and storms will go. It's not always fun, but then you'll know how to be free and let life prove you only are free when you let things move. And then you fly on the wind, and then you soar into your beginning, and then you sail on the wind, and then you dive into your beginning. Into your beginning. Into your beginning. Into your beginning. Storms will come. Thank you. It's my wife's favorite song. So, storms will come, and who here is from Inglewood? You got a couple here? So, welcome to a church I've never been to before. I live in Clearwater, so I drove down for the morning. I don't know, do we have, my talk title today is Flow, Flow, Flow Your Boat. Trust is not a dream. Flow, flow, flow your boat. Trust is not a dream. And I want to look at ways that stepping into trust, making leaps in my life, have ended up working, and kind of the process of stepping into trust. But first, I want to start with a little story I heard, and it goes like this. There are these two guys on a Sunday afternoon, and they wanted to find something to do, and one of them had a little private plane, so they decided, we're going to fly out over the water for a couple of hours, just enjoy this Sunday afternoon in a little plane. And they've headed out over the water for about an hour, when suddenly they have engine trouble. And they quick find a little deserted island to land on, and on the way down they realize their radio's broken, they can't even call for help. And they finally get safely on the ground, and they get out of the plane. These two guys are standing on the beach, and one guy is really nervous about the whole thing, and the other guy's really calm. So the first guy says, oh my God, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? The radio's broken, we can't call for help. And his friend says, well, just relax, just trust. I'm sure it's all going to be fine. Well, what do you mean? We have no food, we have no water. And then the second guy says, well, just relax, 'cause something you may not know about me is back home, my investments are doing really well. I'm bringing in $10,000 a week. So who cares? We need a radio, we need water. What are you talking about? He says, well, maybe you're not hearing me. I know you can trust because, I'm bringing in $10,000 a week. And I know, and I tithe 10% of that to my Unity church. And I know my minister will find me. Trust. Yeah. So, something that happened to me also has to do with an airplane. I want to share a story that I travel a lot in my work. I have done. This is 40 years plus of me visiting Unity churches and speaking and doing music and workshops. And there's a workshop I was doing music for on this little private island off the coast of Sicily. And I've actually been to that place many times and really enjoyed, that trip. So anyway, I was finishing up this 4-day intensive. It was time to settle up with the organizer. And she paid me my fee. And then I submitted my miscellaneous expenses. It was $90 this time. And she said, well, we're not paying that anymore. And part of me kind of, like my stomach kind of went in a little knot. And I didn't feel fair. And I was about to say something, but a voice in my head said, just let it go. Let it go. There's a bigger plan afoot. You're always covered. Just let it go. So I listened to that voice. I said, okay. I just, thanked her and smiled and went on my merry way, which meant to get to the Palermo airport, fly Palermo to Rome, and get ready for the big flight back to the U.S., like 9 hours from Rome to wherever I was going. And one of the things, because I've flown so much with American Airlines, frequently I was able to get these upgrades to business class for the overseas flights. I had one of these reserved for me, so I was excited about that. And so I get to the counter in Rome, and there's this long line, like 6 people I'm waiting for, and this is back when you had to get a paper boarding pass. And I'm standing there and thinking, well, I've got 45 minutes, I'm in good shape, and 10 minutes passes and this line isn't moving. I'm still 6th in line, so the 10 minutes passes, now I'm 5th in line. It's making me a little nervous. And finally, I get to speak to the gate agent when it's the exact time of departure. And she says, I'm sorry, sir, but your business class seat is no longer available. And there goes my little, stomach again, like, oh, it's not fair. And she said, I'm sorry, if you must have a business class seat, maybe you could go on tomorrow's flight or the day after. Well, I'm not going to wait, around the airport for a nice seat. But then she says, however, as compensation for your trouble, we do have a seat and coach on the aisle. If you'd be willing to take that seat, American Airlines would be willing to compensate you with flight vouchers for future flights on American in the amount of $3,000. And I kind of looked down and shuffled my feet and said, well, I guess that would be okay. It was a free seat anyway, so now suddenly it's like, oh, it was great. I had a great flight, had a nice chat with somebody, and about an hour into the flight, it dawned on me what had just happened that day. A little bit earlier, I listened to the voice that says, let go of $90, there's a bigger plan afoot, you're always covered. And a few hours later, I'm catching $3,000 coming in over here. It's like, and I use that for my work, because churches don't always pay to fly me around the country, so it went to the reason I'm here, to support my work on earth. And I kind of wonder, when I thought about that, what if I'd squeezed on the hose, what I'm talking about with the $90? I wonder if it would have shifted the energy of my day and this wouldn't have happened. I wonder. That's a great, you can put this on your mirror, on your dashboard. There's a bigger plan afoot, you're always covered. Just let it go. There's a bigger plan afoot, you're always covered. And there's so many ways the universe is working that we're not aware of. And this is not new information, but it's always good to be reminded every moment, to stay open to possibilities. I used to travel with a friend, a wonderful author. He would speak, and I would do the music. And his name is Alan Cohen. Does that name ring a bell with anybody? Wonderful author. He's still writing books. One of his latest books, Susan, is A Course in Miracles Made Easy, if there is such a thing. So, but anyway, look into Alan Cohen. Anyway, I remember once from the stage, he invited the audience to curl up their fingers like this. And would you do this with me? Just kind of roll up your forefinger and your thumb and make a little pinprick. Then he said, look around the room through this pinprick. And then Alan said, this is, out of all the things happening in life, this is about how much you can see. And then he said, unfurl your fingers. And he said, this is how much God sees. And the little joke we're playing on ourselves is we're busy trying to control everything based on this much information. Do you get that? Isn't that, it's almost silly. What we think we're trying to control everything with, we got this to work with. And so I'm just curious, are there any general managers of the universe in the audience? Because I invite you to resign your role as the general manager of everything based on this much information. So there's a great quote, you were talking about trust today, a great quote in A Course in Miracles. It's a simple one-liner, and there's so much in this one sentence. Trust would settle every problem now. Trust would settle every problem now. Can we say that together? Trust would settle every problem now. Let's do it one more time. Trust would settle every problem now. Now, I've lived with that quote for many, many years, and about 5 years ago, I kind of unpacked a little surprise in that sentence, which for me takes it to a whole new level. It's like a revelation. What I realized is the reason that works, trust will settle every problem now, is that as soon as you trust, it's not a problem. Do you see that? As soon as you give it over to God, then you don't have to manage it. You don't have to be the general manager of that problem. Trust would settle every problem now because you're basically saying, I do believe in divine order. I do believe there's a bigger plan afoot. I do believe I'm always covered, and I can maybe relax. Trust would settle every problem now. Can you really step into that? You know, the reason I'm standing here is because I trusted. I took a leap out of, I had gotten my 5-year architectural degree. I was working in corporate architecture for 3 years, sitting in my cubicle and not loving it much at all. And I started singing solos at my Unity church. I was like, this is where the energy is. But there's no retirement plan. There's no guaranteed paycheck. There's no any of that. But I had to take that leap anyway because I was dying in my cubicle. And I had to, it's like it was trust, and yet it's like I couldn't not do it. I had to make that leap. And it was not a get-rich-quick scheme. But the wealth of the experiences have been amazing. Trust would settle every problem now. I wrote a song a while back. The song is called In Time, and the lyrics kind of speak to what we're talking about. And it goes, in time, we see the working out, and we find that there's peace there. I know you've seen this happen in your life. Like, think of some problem from 5 years ago, and you're in the middle of this mess, and like, how is this going to work out? But then time passes, and you see, oh, that led to this, and that led to this, and now I see, oh, yeah, I see the reason that had to happen. You know what I'm talking about? So in time, you do see the working out. Well, apply that principle to whatever mess you're in this week, and know that it's true. In time, we see the working out, and we find there's peace there. I had a friend that I got started at a big Unity church in Houston. That's where I grew up, and I had a really good friend there named Springborn. He was one of these one-name people, Cher, Madonna, Springborn. And a very cool guy, and he was into everything. He's like a true Renaissance man, into architecture, brain research, painting, drama, music, everything. He was just into it all. And we were chatting one day at Unity, and he said, Charlie, you know what I love to do? I love putting myself out on the leading edge of my ignorance. Isn't that a great line? I love putting myself out on the leading edge of my ignorance. Ignorance is not stupidity, it's just what we don't know yet. And when you're out there, that's where all the discoveries happen. That's where the adventure is. It's, if you're busy being safe in your little world where there's no risk, where's the growth in that? Where do you stretch your spiritual muscles? But when you're out here, that requires trust. Taking these leaps into new areas. Trust would settle every problem now. There's another great quote in A Course in Miracles, and it's early in the text, and it says, I do not have to worry about what to say or what to do, because he who sent me will direct me. I do not have to worry about what to say or what to do, because he who sent me will direct me. Sometimes maybe a friend calls and says, I need help, can you come over? Maybe you get in the car and say, I don't know what I'm going to say. Well, the real assignment is to show up. Bring your presence and know it will be given. I do not have to worry about what to say or what to do, because he who sent me will direct me. Just step in, just trust it will be given. You'll know what to say. Your presence is so valuable, and the rest will take care of itself. I heard another quote about worry, and it's a kind of a flip side. This is from Mark Twain. And he said, I've proven that worrying works. Have you heard this one? I've proven that worrying works because pretty much everything I've ever worried about never happened. He's funny. I seem to be doing a lot of quotes in this talk. I have a naturopath friend. She said something to me once, and it changed my life. It really did. And it's about health. And it changed my life and my health, but also there's a more metaphysical way of looking at this also. So she said, simple statement, the body loves circulation. The body loves circulation. And that one simple, obvious truth, you need to move your juices and your flow and flush things out, and that got me walking every day. That simple little statement said, oh, well, that is so true. I'm just going to walk and just keep things flushed out and just move my body. And I think when she told me that I weighed 198, now I'm down more around 178. And it didn't happen in 1 week, but just keep the engines running. Just take care of yourself. It's such a simple, beautiful truth. I'm still walking at least. I aim at 10,000 steps a day just to stay in that healthy range. But I think you can take the statement and also say, our relationships love circulation. And how we interact with people, they need to keep flushed out too and cleaned out and clear. And I've noticed in my past there have been times when I've been kind of in relationship like a don't rock the boat person. Are you that way at all? Any people here? It's so if there's some issue going on in our relationship, is there some way I can sneak by it without having to mention it at all? And it'll just go away, and we'll never have to say anything about it, and maybe it just disappear. And what I've noticed is maybe that doesn't always work. It reminds me of when I have the flu. When I've had the flu in the past, you'll find me hugging the tile floor in the bathroom, just trying to stay cool. And often when I'm down there, my body is saying, I really need to let go of what's in your stomach right now. And but I don't want to. I don't want to go through that experience of that release and. And I think our relationships are kind of like that. It's like, I don't want to go through that. I'm afraid. But once you release, you feel so much better. Just let it, just get the bad stuff out and have a clear space. And I think what's at the crux of that fear in relationship, this is what it is. It's like, can I trust that our love is greater than any issue that might come up? And that's deep trust, isn't it? That's scary trust. Can I trust that our love is greater than any issue that might show up in our relationship? So I invite you to not sneak by all the things and maybe address them and, wow, I feel so much better. Trust would settle every problem now. I'm going to wrap this up with something I heard a minister say in California. I was It was some number of years ago. I was doing music. He was giving the talk at his church. And he started off with something that felt like this very kind of, what would you say? Almost like a gossipy kind of a tease. Like he said something. Everyone's like, whoa, what's he going to say? He said, congregation, I have a confession I need to make. So everyone sat on the edge of their seat and said, it turned out not to be as sexy as we all thought it would be. He said, here's my confession. Every Sunday, I'm giving you the same talk. I just have to think of a different way to say it. They said, if I boil it down, I'm really always saying these three things. And here they are. Everything is God. This includes you. Act accordingly. Isn't that a good one? Everything is God. This includes you. Act accordingly. Let's say that as an I statement. Everything is God. This includes me, and I act accordingly together. Everything is God. This includes me, and I act accordingly. One more time. Everything is God. This includes me, and I act accordingly. So as we kind of step into that consciousness, into that awareness, if everything is God, and this includes me, then that kind of pulls me up another level in my awareness. And I'm stepping into my God self, then we're really moving beyond the need for trust. Because when we know that there's a bigger plan afoot and we're always covered, we've moved out beyond the need for trust, haven't we? If you're really stepping into divine order as your consciousness, everything is God, this includes me, and I act accordingly, then you're living innately in trust and in really the lack of the need for it. It's kind of a fine line, isn't it? Everything is God, this includes me, I act accordingly, and we can truly flow our boats in this life. And so it is. Thank you.
Thank you, Charlie, for those great words and beautiful music. And I want to remind everybody that at 12:15 today, right here in the sanctuary, Charlie will grace us again with his presence and his wisdom. So I would encourage everybody to please, after enjoying the friendship and the food in the cafe, please come and rejoin Charlie for some wonderful wisdom. We appreciate it. Thank you. So at this time, if I could ask the ushers to please come forward. Now let us give thanks for these abundant gifts and for the abundance of all things that are good, flowing in and through this ministry in our lives. We have joyously given, so now we can open our hands and receive these gifts heaped up, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. Okay, I skipped this one. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I am blessed. Amen.
So this song is also, it's about kind of what I was speaking about, letting go. This is called Letting It Fly. And I hope you'll add your voice. We'll do like a little echo. So letting it go, then you echo, letting it go, letting it fly. There you are. Okay, here we go. letting it go, letting it fly. How can you know if you'll laugh or cry? You jump in the river of life. So now you're a swimmer, it's in your eyes. With your arms open wide, you are shining inside, and you look with the eyes of your soul. It's a choice that you make with each breath that you take, and it's all for the sake of your soul. When you were younger, your head in the clouds, did you ever wonder how things would play out? And now that you're older and so much you've done, does it ever feel like you've just begun? With your arms open wide, you are shining inside, and you look with the eyes of your soul. It's a choice that you make with each breath that you take, and it's all for the sake of your soul. When you were younger, oh sorry, that's not the right, let's try again. Letting it go, letting it fly. And there you have it. Thank you. So hold on a second. I wanted to take just a second again to invite you to the concert at 12:15 after you've stuffed your faces in the fellowship hall. Also, I have a table out there if you're interested in some of my CDs. They're out there. I have another thing I've started, which is all 18 of my albums on a thumb drive for $30. So that's a deal if you want to just pick up a thumb drive. And lastly, who here would like to go to Italy with me in April? Any people? There's a flyer on the table. I just got back like 2 weeks ago. I'm still glowing from 2 weeks in Italy. This will be my 16th time leading people around. I bring my guitar. We have a blast. So if this is calling to you, pick up a flyer, stick it on your fridge, and think about it. Okay, thank you. So you may now move forward with the offering.
And now, let us give thanks to these abundant gifts and for the abundance of all things good flowing in and through this ministry in our lives. We have joyously given, so now we open our hands and our hearts to receive our good, heaped up, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. That's so it is. Amen. Thank you. Do we have any announcements?
We're having Thanksgiving dinner next Sunday. That's right.
Thanksgiving dinner next Sunday. Boy, that's something to look forward to. And I understand it's going to be quite a feast and something that I hope that everyone will plan into their Sunday.
We did not have Voices of Joy rehearsal last week because I was out of town, but we are putting that back in this week at 6:30. We'll be here. So if you haven't come and you'd like to, please join us. And those of you that missed last week, I hope to see you Wednesday at 6:30. Also, could you all join me in thanking Charlie once more for a great service?
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Jamie. Thank you all.
And now if we could welcome our children in.
Yeah, they're there.
I love the seashells, I love the sandy beach, I love the shark's teeth, I love the manatees, I love the whole world and all its sights and sounds. Boom-de-yada, 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 boom-de-yada. I love the fellowship, I love to co-create, I love the Christ life, I love to meditate, I love the whole world. It's such a brilliant place. Boom-de-yada, 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 boom.
Well, we got just a half of what we.
Yeah, the rest of them must be very enthralled in what they're doing today. So they'll be catching up shortly.
So let's go ahead and go into the peace song and then the prayer of protection.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, a peace that was meant to be, with God as our Father, family all are we. Let me walk with my family in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is. All is well. Amen.